Hello, everybody. Good morning. Today is May 4th, 2026. And we're super excited because this week we'll be transitioning, or the transition finally happens from legacy rewards or rewards going to the legacy system to come into Tellor. I see a lot of people are joining. We did hit the 5% limit for changing for staking. Every time we hit a 5%, there's got to be a validator update. And also that just protects the system from just a whale incoming and then trying to take over the system. It just takes a little bit of time. So be patient. We're going to be hitting that 5% probably a lot over the next couple of days as we see our old reporters transition to Teller. So just keep at it, guys. Thank you so much for everybody that's joining. It really increases the Teller security and it helps the system overall. So super excited for this week. But with that, let's get started with what we're up to. So, okay, Brian, let's get started with you.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of last week just updating the Teller Hub, some new functionality in there, so feel free to check it out, mainly on the delegate page. And then now I'm going to start, we're working on switching the Explorer over to reading from the indexer. So I'm just going to be pulling down Caleb's repo and testing and making sure that the changes so far are looking good.
And that will just make our front ends faster, right?
Right. Yeah. So the Explorer will, instead of loading from the time that you load the page, it'll have the index history of the blockchain.
All right. So improve UX, guys, coming up. All right, Dan.
Yeah, I've been working mostly on improving documentation, especially for profitability. I've been playing around with the new Codex goals feature. It's pretty good. It really eats through tokens, but that's cool. And OpenAI also released, well, not to everybody yet, but a security plugin. So yeah, once that's public, I'll probably try to borrow as much of it as I can.
Have they disclosed what kind of security or what kind of features it will bring?
Yeah, yeah, it does like a 5-step little process. I pasted it in our Discord.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Tim?
Yeah, I on Friday I added a bunch of telemetry to the relayer, um, which yeah, so I'm gonna run that and really break down what it's doing. Yeah, before this it always had a lot of logging, and then there's obviously a lot of on-chain interactions to look at. But yeah, now I'm gonna see how it's really performing. Just a lot, there's a lot more deep information, deep down, uh, fine-grained information to dig into. Um, yeah, the relayer has to go through a lot of steps and go into different conditions. So this should be a good improvement. I'm excited to see how it's really performing.
Telemetry is more of a monitoring, it's not a plugin, right? It's sort of like, I'm not sure how to describe it. But just so you guys know, that's what like telemetry and like now he's gonna be able to see more data about everything. It's closer to monitoring. What about testing? I know you were testing our dogs last week. They passed with flying colors.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything was working. Yeah, I got the chain running. Uh, the reporter. I don't know. I think there were some I could improve some of the wording or like There's like a few gaps. I don't know, it's questionable. Like, yeah, it was like pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, I think for the most part, we're like ready to go. We're ready for people to join us. Yeah.
All right. And all of you people that are joining, please go through the documentation. Super helpful. Spuddy, who most of you will end up talking to when running into problems. He put it together. Obviously, he's super familiar with the system. We've had a couple of the team members also tested. But if you find any gaps or you get really stuck, definitely go through our docs. Let us know what we're missing. All right, Spuddy.
Yeah. So on that note, on Friday and this morning, I was working on making the reporter like easier to configure. I was talking to Caleb about it, and so we were thinking about hard coding the bridge contracts. There's a branch ready to merge when we want to do it, but we were thinking it's probably a good idea to just hard code the bridge contracts because we're not going to be deploying new ones anymore. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to use the reporter on a test net, it'll fall back to like a test contract variable if the chain ID is different from Tellor 1 or layer test 5. Yeah, people are asking lots of questions. I'm ready for more questions. Yeah, and configuring the APIs, I realized was not in the docs all like 100%. So I put in a note about configuring the CoinGecko environment variable because we weren't using Pro CoinGecko when we started. Yeah, we need to get the Pro CoinGecko variable in there, and I'm working on that stuff.
All right. Well, thank you, Spuddy. Thanks for all the patience too. But people, if you have questions, we want you to join. So ask anything you need. Caleb.
I will be reviewing some logs of the indexer today as I had that running over the weekend. The indexer, as we were about to switch it to the block explorers being the source, I noticed some data indiscrepancies from the real chain and the indexer. So I'm doing a deep dive into that to make sure that that's fixed. And whenever we do actually switch it to using the indexer, you're seeing all accurate data and something we can trust and do that. And then after that, I will be I had talked before about trying to add batch sources to the reporter, and we had discussed as a team that with batch sources we should probably be adding more functionality for like good price discovery and good practices on top of just trying to save money with caching. So I'm going to start doing some research into like different methodologies and things that we could use with that.
All right, some trade-offs.
Yeah.
Awesome. Akram.
I was working on the bridge signer code, adding the key ring to be, I guess, uniform with how Cosmos uses key rings. So we're just importing that and using that instead of using a custom file or a custom key generation and signing files. Yeah, that, and I guess, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm just reviewing a private code to see what we can take from it.
All right. Yeah, I thanks for putting that together, Akram, the signer. Can you give a little bit of background of how that would be beneficial? What kind of features that allows?
Well, the main feature is key isolation. I think I mentioned this last week, but the main feature is key isolation. So you can have your bridge signing key, which is different from your consensus signing key. You can have it do the bridge attestation signing from a remote node, for example. So that's the main goal, is if you want to keep your keys separate and not have it on the same node as your validator. Yeah, and I guess it's similar to how TMKMS is for consensus remote signing, but since that doesn't support void extensions, we had to build a custom one for those who want to use it. Yeah, currently I think one at least. So yeah, what else? It will, I guess it will try to support the same backends as the MKMS. Currently only has two: the file backend and the I guess HSM Fort. I forgot what it's called. Fort. It's a cloud HSM service, and the third one is to be the hardware UB HSM keys. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if you have
No,
questions.
that's great. I just wanted to make sure that people understood why you were working on the signer. And even though we tell them every week, I don't think that everybody watches all the calls every week. So
All right.
it's nice to give them a little bit of background.
All
But
right.
thank you so much. All right. We didn't get any questions, right, Ryan?
Nope.
So with that, we'll see you guys next week. And if you guys do come up with questions, you guys are in our server. Just post them out there and we'll try and get to them as quickly as we can. All right, see you guys next week.